It wasn't failure. It was something deeper, like a seed buried too long. They thought I shriveled. They told everyone I gave up. They didn't see me gathering strength underground. They laughed, especially my aunt. When I told them I was building my own platform, she giggled. "She's chasing dreams again," she whispered. That laugh echoed louder than any doubt I've ever felt. But life has a way of shifting tides. I remember the exact moment. A cool California afternoon. The sunlight slicing through my small office window in Palo Alto. I ran my fingers across my laptop's edge, building something that nobody believed in. And yet, my name is Anna Parker. I'm 28 years old. And this is my home, Palo Alto, California. Something's coming. Something she never expected. I didn't wake up one day with a plan. There was no epiphany, no aha moment. Just a quiet ache to try again. I'd moved back into my tiny apartment near downtown Palo Alto. My savings were almost gone, my confidence hanging by a thread. But I still had my laptop. So I started where I could. I offered to help a friend's mom set up her Etsy shop. She made beaded jewelry and didn't know how to upload photos, write descriptions, or market anything. It took us 4 hours just to list 2 products. But she smiled. "This machine hates me," she muttered, slapping the keyboard playfully. I chuckled. "No, it just doesn't speak your language yet. But I do." She looked up. "You should do this for people like me. We need someone like you." It stuck with me. That night, I opened a blank Google Doc and wrote, "Digital Help for Beginners" by Anna Parker. I didn't know what to call it yet. Didn't have a logo. Just a belief that people were being left behind by a world racing forward. I started helping older adults one-on-one, showing them how to use smartphones, navigate Zoom, use social media safely. Some of them just wanted to see their grandkids' pictures. Others wanted to sell their crafts online. My first real client was Mr. Hernandez, a retired firefighter who hadn't used a computer since dial-up. He told me, "I don't need much. Just want to read the news without the screen screaming at me." We sat in his kitchen, next to a half-eaten apple pie, and I walked him through bookmarks, ad blockers, and font resizing. He emailed me the next day. "Thanks, Anna. You brought my baby into my living room." He meant his granddaughter, who lived in Oregon, who he hadn't FaceTimed with in months. It wasn't glamorous work. It didn't trend on LinkedIn. No one posted about it. But it mattered. I called the program Silver Start. It wasn't a company yet. Just me, a Gmail account, and a handful of thank you notes. Still, every lesson gave me purpose. Every time someone's eyes lit up because they finally understood how to reply to an email or download a photo, I felt a little more human again. It was healing. Not fast. Not flashy. But real. Silver Start began with nothing but a phone, a laptop, and my kitchen table. Within 6 months, I had over a dozen regular clients, all seniors, and more coming in through word of mouth. I set up a basic website, just 3 pages. No fancy branding. Just honesty. I began partnering with community centers and local libraries. I offered weekend workshops, intro to email, smartphone basics, and don't be scammed online. The rooms were packed. People showed up with notebooks, pens, even their grandkids in tow. Soon, I couldn't handle it alone. I trained 2 part-time assistants, both college students studying computer science who loved the idea of giving back. Then I applied for a small local grant. Got it. Then another. And another. By year 2, we were onboarding 1,200 seniors per month across California. Our newsletters had a 78% open rate, higher than some Fortune 500 companies. I partnered with a nonprofit that funded tech literacy for veterans. We began offering support in Spanish and Mandarin. We even helped develop a voice-based interface for users with tremors or arthritis. But none of this made it to the dinner table conversations at home. At Thanksgiving, Aunt Lisa asked, "So, you're still teaching old folks how to click buttons?" She said it with a forced smile, but her tone was unmistakable. "Still doing the little tech thing?" My cousin chimed in. I wanted to tell them how much it had grown, how we'd been featured in a local paper, how we'd helped a woman in her 80s reunite with her sister in Poland after 40 years, through a video call. But I didn't. I just smiled.
Yeah.
Still doing that. Because when someone doesn't want to understand you, they'll find a way not to. My mom tried to step in once. She's really helping people, she said gently. Lisa raised her eyebrows. That's nice. But I just hope she figures out something stable soon. Stable? We had our first six-figure quarter that month. I'd been invited to speak at a regional summit on digital inclusion. A tech CEO from Seattle reached out to explore a partnership. My inbox was filled with testimonies from people who said our help had changed their lives. But at home, I was still the girl who never quite fit in. I wasn't angry. Not anymore. But I felt invisible, exactly where it should have mattered most. It was a Friday afternoon. I was speaking at a small digital inclusion expo in San Jose, not a huge event, but the kind where the right people showed up. I had just wrapped up a panel on tech accessibility for older generations and was packing up when a young man approached me. Sharp suit. Nervous energy. Are you Anna Parker? He asked, voice slightly shaky. Yes, I replied, offering a polite smile. My fiancée, she wanted me to find you. She doesn't know I'm talking to you right now, he added quickly, almost embarrassed. I tilted my head, curious. Why? She told me about your program. Silver Start. Said it helped her grandfather reconnect with the family. He'd shut down after his wife passed. Wouldn't talk to anyone. But after a few sessions, he called her. On Zoom. I felt my breath catch. She said your program brought him back to life. He continued, eyes glassy. She said you gave her grandfather back. I swallowed hard. She's been telling everyone about it. Her whole family uses your name like it's this miracle person. She thought it was run by a big company or something. He paused, looked down at the conference badge around my neck. And then she saw your name on the speaker list and started crying. He looked up again. I just wanted to say thank you. I didn't speak right away. Couldn't. I wasn't used to being seen not like this. Finally, I said softly, I remember her grandfather. Mr. Allen, right? He always wore that faded Dodgers cap on Zoom. He smiled, surprised. Yes, that's him. There was silence between us for a moment, a kind of mutual knowing. Thank you, I repeated, for telling me. That means more than you know. He nodded, then said something I'll never forget. You should know people talk about you like you're a legend. Quiet, but changing everything. He turned and walked away, leaving me standing in a room full of tech experts, feeling, for the first time, not like an outsider, but like I belonged. I didn't demand recognition, but the truth had walked in on its own, and it refused to stay quiet. The shift didn't happen all at once. There was no dramatic apology, no grand speech, just small things. A text from my mom one evening after I was featured on a podcast about inclusive tech. I listened to your interview. I didn't know. I'm proud of you. I didn't reply right away. I just stared at the screen, tears welling in my eyes. That quiet sentence carried years of unspoken weight. My cousin Lauren, the one who used to giggle at my little tech thing, DM'd me on Instagram. Hey, can you help my boss set up a tech literacy session for her dad? I said yes. Even Aunt Lisa, well, she never outright apologized. But one day, she dropped this during lunch. You know, Dylan's been applying for tech jobs. He says it's tough without real experience. I told him maybe he should talk to you. He said your company looks way more legit than he realized. I nearly dropped my fork. Her son, the one she used to compare me to, the one with the business degree and the polished resume. I smiled gently. Tell him to send me his portfolio. We're hiring junior trainers for our new Colorado program. She blinked. You are? Yes, I said simply. We're expanding. That night, I sat on my balcony with a cup of tea and looked out at the glowing lights of a city. No fanfare. No crowds. Just peace. I no longer needed their permission to be proud of myself. I wasn't chasing their approval because I'd found my own worth in the eyes of those who mattered. The woman who sent me a Christmas card that read, "Because of you, I can email my son in Afghanistan." The man who said, "I signed up for Facebook just to show off my granddaughter's graduation pictures." Thank you. They saw me. And that was enough. It wasn't pride. It was peace. I didn't print my mother's text. I didn't frame the message from Lisa. I just kept them, like quiet proof that I was no longer invisible. If you've ever felt invisible, this story was for you. If you've ever sat in a room full of people who loved you, but still felt unseen, I want you to know, I've been there. I've felt the sting of being laughed at, of being dismissed, of watching someone else's opinion of me echo louder than my own belief in myself. But here's what I've learned. You don't need a standing ovation to matter. You don't need everyone to understand your path for it to be real. Sometimes the quiet victories, the ones nobody claps for, are the most sacred. And healing is quiet. It happens in the small moments, in the thank you notes, in the texts you don't expect, in the ordinary days where you realize you like who you've become. So if you're building something, growing something, or just trying to begin again, even if no one notices yet, keep going. Your work is not small. You may not see it now, but someone somewhere is being lifted because of what you're doing. And one day they'll find you, not because you shouted, but because your light reached them anyway. My name is Anna Parker. I was once the family disappointment. Now I run a company that's helping thousands. But more importantly, I finally believe I was never a failure to begin with. And neither are you. So tell me, where are you watching from? What are you building? What truth are you quietly carrying that the world hasn't seen yet? Drop it in the comments. Your story might be the spark someone else needs. Thank you for being here. For believing in real stories. For proving that second chances, quiet, gentle, steady second chances, still matter. More stories like this are coming. And maybe next time it'll be yours. Until then, stay seen. Stay strong. Stay beautifully human.